got a '06 GSXR 600, my track bike. We're going to be checking the valve clearances on it today. So let's get into it. Got my wrenches, ratchets, hex heads, screwdriver, stuff like that. What you're going to have to do is take off the seat, take off the left and right fairing, these covers as well. You only have to prop the gas tank, but it's so easy to take it off. I'm just going to take it off. There's the seat, set that aside. I already took the bottom race bodywork off right there. Next up, gas tank. And actually I should pop these out here. There's Velcro, and then you have to slide them back. Careful not to break the tab right here. Gas tank off now. That right there. Okay. Gas tank is supported. Now what we have to do is go ahead and loosen these by twisting them, pop them right off. No gas is going to come out. These are just the overflow tubes. You take those two things off. We jump in here, we can take this clip off the gas pump. Should just slide right off like that. Last thing to come off is going to be the fuel line. You can take it off either right here or down here. Whatever's easier. I'm going to go ahead and take it off at the bottom. Go ahead and take a rag, stick it underneath of it, pack it in there, and then just pull the clip. I have a full gas tank here, is just coming out of winter storage. So clean up any spillage you have here. And then it's disconnected. Now I'm going to take the gas tank off, lower it back down, loosen this bolt right here. It. Gas tank should just pop right off right now. Lift it straight up, a little bit forward, and there's the gas tank. I'll set it off to the side here. And it's off. Alright, I tend to tape everything I take off, so it's easier when I'm trying to put it all back together. I see everything. Put that off to the side. Let's see. Here's the fuel pump clip. Alright, fairings. I said you got to take the left and the right fairing off. This is a track bike, so it's got race glass on it, it's going to come off quite a bit easier. And you'll see the whole front end will come off right there too. You don't have to take all that off, just the left and right fairing. Set that off to the side here. Okay, now that the bike's stripped down, what's left is we're going to take off the airbox. We're going to have to loosen the throttle body here, and we'll actually pop it off the engine intake and just slide it back. We're going to have to loosen the radiator here, and on the other side, the thing will just slide forward, pull off the regulator, and then we'll have to unscrew the valve cover, and the valve cover will slide out right here. Okay, got these here that pop right off. This pops right out. Looks like a 10 milli. Screwdriver. There's different connectors depending on the year yours was made. For the airbox, right here you can see there's one connector, two's right here, 3, and then 4. Now my 750, all I have to do is put a screwdriver through here and hit this 1, and it releases these 2, and same on the other side. This bike's a little bit different. There's 4 individual ones, and they're hex heads. Just give them a little loosen. There's 1. These ones are a little bit harder to get at in here. That one. Once you get them loosened, again, you just have to loosen them a little bit. Pull up on the air box, it'll come off. Take off this hose right here. Gently give it a little influence. Here we go. There's one more hose on the underneath side of this that needs to come off. That airbox is off. Alright. Alright, it's my first time seeing down in here, so I'm just looking around. So up next, we're going to have to loosen the throttle body here, and again I'm just going to slide it backwards. We'll have to pull out the plugs here, all four of them, pull out the pair valve here, the connections for it, and probably disconnect the CMP and stator wire here, pull those off. Should allow us to pull off the valve cover. Alright. So right here, the throttle body, there's a screw for the clamps. These are the ones I'm used to seeing, just one screw and it hits two of them. Loosen that up. See how far it's backing off from this side. You just want it loose. You don't have to take it apart. Jump to the other side, and there we are. There's the second one. That should do it. These don't always pop off too easily. Probably should have some gloves on. As greasy as this shit is. Give it a little bit more loosening. As I said, sometimes they're a pain in the ass. There it is. Alright, so that's off. Now all I gotta do is slide it back just like that, and you're done with that. Now we gotta start pulling out the pair valve here. Everything off the top of this valve cover pretty much needs to come off. So and wired the R&R and the stator right over this, which is where it comes in the stock position. Just starting to get to the wires right now. So I'll pull off the pair valve here first. Pull this off. This is the CMP. It's got to come off anyways. Gotta love these little clips. Alright. Some needle nose here. And I'll pop these down off by the valve cover. So these should just pop right off. Or not. There we go. 1, 2. Alright, pull this off its hanger right here. And there's the pair system. Set it to the side. Alright. Now it's a little bit, I can see these for the stator and the R&R. Get my hands around them better now. Let me go ahead and pull the R&R off. Man. You'll have to take the regulator and the horn off. Track bike doesn't have a horn. loosen the radiator so we can push it forward, give myself some more room in there. Plus we have to do it anyways. Now that just pops forward. That's all you need, just a little bit of room. Now let me pull this R and R off. This stator connection is always a pain to get off. There we go. There's the R&R. That's off. Alright. We've got all this disconnected. Basically all that's left is to take the plugs out and loosen the valve cover and pull it out. You should just pull it out. Of course, they're being a little bit difficult, like some of the things have been on here. If you've never done this before, sometimes it's harder to get the stuff out. Or if you haven't done it in a while, pulling straight up seems to work well. Got one left over here. Alright. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set them right up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, and they're even numbered. Sweet. I don't know if there's anything wrong with these valves, but I did just pick this up halfway through last year, so I just want to know what it looks like inside. I'm going to be doing some other things though too, doing the cam chain tensioner while I'm in there. Alright, this thing's ready to come out. I'm going to disconnect the fan here as well. There's the cam chain tensioner right there. That's the other thing I'll be working on. When you're pulling this off, you want to be careful with this gasket here. We'll inspect it when we get it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the first one. These ones are going to be a pain. Hit it from down here. Alright, one left. I doubt this thing's gonna let me get in here either. I need, these are standard, they're not fitting good. I'm not even going to try it. I've got in my toolkit on my street bike the 6mm just like this though, so alright, here we go. Let's hope this one fits. About my last option here. And it does. I'm in there. Got some room to break it free. There we go. Alright. Now the fun part. Popping this thing off, being careful with the gasket, and then sliding it out of here. I don't think I gotta take the fan off. I think I'll be able to get it right out. Oh, I still gotta take the spark plugs out. get a long one, but again, it's such a tight fit in here that I find it easier to take the spark plug socket, one shorty extension, see how it hits the wall and all that, drop it in, clip the second one on, pull it up, make sure it drops into place. There we go. They should not be tight, and it's evident, it's already loose. Got it. Pop one off. Spark plug. Number one. Looks pretty clean. Except for that spot. off now. Wonder when the last time this thing was off. There we go. Alright. I can't remember if I try to keep the gasket on it, the engine blocker on this. This gasket's not as fresh as one of my 750 when I did it. Might need replacing. Supposed to replace them. I have yet to do it, and I have yet to had any issue. Just be careful with it. Make sure it seats in perfectly, and then I only put some of the silicone gasket here if I break this. It's a tight fit there. basically this wire is holding me up right here. There's the valve cover. Alright. Valve cover's off. Basically we're gonna be measuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's 8 on the exhaust side as well. But in order to measure them, we need to have the timing marks lined up and the cams in the right position. So before we get to measuring them, we're going to have to pop off the side cover. Okay, we got to pop this off right here. Still oil in here too. I didn't drain any oil or anything. There's your crank. Here's your timing mark right here. And then the mark on the gears right there. So what I'll need to do is turn this 14. Turn it clockwise. Just pass it as it is. My cam chain looks pretty good. So the cams line up in 2 positions and you got to measure each time you're at a position. So you'll do 4 measurements at one position Remember, there's 8 you're supposed to do. And then we'll turn the position and we'll do the remaining 4. Turning this 360 degrees gets you to the other position. So there's only one mark, but you just turn it 360 degrees. That looks pretty lined up right there. Alright. Now if we check the cam positions, I got a cam pointing up, probably like 45 degrees, and then the other one's pointed up as well. Right here, this is B, B, A, A. So right now we're going to be doing B. Here's your valve clearances. When cold, intake should be 0.003 inches to 0.007. So 3 thousandths to 7 thousandths of an inch. And then there's your measuring positions. We've got these lined up already, we just did that. Here's the A measuring position, here's the B. It's marked A, but it's the B. We need to measure these 4 and then these 4. It's the front of the motor right there. I have it in the A position, so I need to measure these right here. 1, 2, so 2 up front, and then number 1 and number 3 on the exhaust. Here's the feeler gauge. I even have a sheet here that I use from past measurements. You can see there's 4 spots, and you measure on each side of each of the 4 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It wants me to measure this intake, or sorry, this exhaust, this exhaust, this intake, this intake. Intake should be 3 thousandths to 7 thousandths of an inch. Feeler gauges are 10, 15 bucks at the auto store. I went with the Craftsman one, but I had to return it because it was missing one of the sizes I needed. This kit actually comes apart. So here's my 3 thousandths, 4, I think 5 was stuck to it, 6, 7. The exhaust is going to be 7 to 11, so 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, we're ready to measure away here. We'll take exhaust number 1, we'll measure that, and it should be 3. I just work my way up. I go from 3 up to 7, wherever I can't fit one in. Because the one before that is my final measurement. So, this is probably going to be hard for you to see, but here's position 1. The 3 slides in, 3 slides in, so we're good there. Coming to the 4, I'm using inches here. 4 slides in on both sides. Move up to 5. 5 slides in. Move up to 6, which I'm hoping doesn't, because I'll be right dead middle. 6 goes in. Go with 7. And the 7's not going in. And actually, yeah. This is exhaust. See, I already screwed it up. I'm measuring 3 to 7th on the exhaust side, and I should be using 7 to 11 on there. So, set these aside. And we'll get our 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Just double check what you're doing, and you'll make it through. Okay, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9's not going in. Barely went in right there. Well, got it in right there too. So that'd be 9. We're probably not going to get 10 in. 10's not going in. You don't want to jam it. Give it a good push, but you don't need to jam it. So that one's at 9. So I'll jump up here, measure. See, this is 0.009, 0.009, which is dead center of the tolerance. We're right in between, so that's good. That one checks out. Next, we're gonna have to measure this one right next to it. Same concept. I'm gonna start with 8, just because the first one was fine. 8 goes in. 8 goes in. Go to 9. 9 goes in. Barely goes in right there. So that's not going in. That's right at 9 again. Okay, so next I got to jump to the intake side here. Actually, no. Do the intake 1 and then 3. So now we're going to go back to point 3 here. Again, I'm going to skip point 3 and go right to point 4. And we'll do right here. That slides right in. That slides right in. So we'll jump to 5. Slides right in, slides right in. Number 6. Slides in, a little bit of interference. See, that one's good at 6. Barely getting the 6 in on this side, so I'll mark it a 5. So we have a 5, 6, 0.005, 0.006. Let me double check that. Did that 6 get in here? Yeah, 6 gets in there. 5 gets in there real easily. 6 won't go in. Okay, we'll go to number 3 here. I'm gonna jump right to 6. 6 goes in. You're aiming right under these rockers here. That's where you're aiming with your measurements. 6 isn't going in there, so that one's a 6. Can't get the 7 in. This is the 7. Can't get that one in. Alright, let's see, we'll do 5. That one works. That one works. Try 6 again. That one works. That one doesn't. So that one's 6, that one's 5. So that one's 0.006, 0.005. All within tolerance right now, so that's a good sign. I'm halfway through. I really didn't know what to expect, but these numbers are looking good. So now that we measured those 4, what we need to do is turn this 360 degrees and line these marks back up. Oh, I went a little past. So now I'm going to have to turn it 720 degrees. Because now we're going to be back in B position. A little bit more. Dead on. Check to make sure I'm in the A position. A position, these are going to be facing in, probably right about halfway. If I look, they are facing in. Okay. So now with these here, I need to go ahead and measure 3, 4, and then 2, 4. So 3, 4 exhaust. Exhaust is the bigger side, so it's 7 to 11. Start with 7, and that was 3, 4 exhaust. So right here, 7 goes in, 7 goes in, 8 goes in, 8 goes in, 9 goes in, 9 goes in. Pretty tight right there. So I'm assuming 10 won't go in. Nope. Nope. So that's a 9, 9 again. So 0.009, 0.009. Middle of spec. Can't complain there. I'm going to jump up to 8 on number 4 here. Here's 8. Goes in. 8 goes in. But pretty tight, actually. Jumping up to 9. 9 goes in. 9 doesn't go in. So this is a 9, 8. .009, .008. Alright, next I gotta do 2 and 4 on the intake. 2 and 4. Let's see. 4's going in. 4 goes right in. 5's going in. 6 isn't. 6 isn't. So 5 on that one. 5 works here. Six didn't go in there. It's not going in there. So 5, 5, 5 across the board. 0, 0, 5. So intake 3 to 7 is good. I'm at 5 with a couple 6s. So it's good. Intolerance. The exhaust side 7 to 11 is good. I'm at 9s, which is middle, except for the last one, which is at 8. That's just fine. These valves are good to go. So check them again, and well, if it was a street bike, it'd probably be 15,000 miles. Track bike, probably next year or the following. Now you just basically have to put everything back together, same way it came off. Again, when you're seating this gasket, inspect it. If it's bad, replace it. If it's, in good shape, still soft, not hard, not cracked, I've used every one and I've never had an issue. I only re-silicone these joints if I pull them off. I'll put some gasket sealer on there. When you're getting the throttle body back on, you line them up. I have a board. It's actually holding up the gas tank right now. It's a little bit longer than this one. Fits across these 4 perfectly, and it gives you something to push on to pop this back in, and then you just go back and you tighten those screws. It does stick up off of this lip, probably that much, like 1/4 inch less, so you don't have to get it flush. And that's all there is to it. Just hook everything else back up. And that's it. I can't think of any other tips at this point, but it wasn't too hard. I think we've been at it for probably an hour, hour and a half, somewhere around there.